Blizzard is finally collapsing. We have been waiting for this so long. I can already feel it. The rot has been taking hold for years at this point, and it's finally all gonna go down. I wonder if Microsoft is happy with that 80 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard. I knew that this was gonna happen since they fired Bobby Big D, the original N-word Kotick. He was the only thing keeping Blizzard afloat. And when he was gone, I knew it's over because the Social Justice Warriors won.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So I think there's a very obvious increasing pushback against DEI and wokeness on a global level, but that pushback is very apparent in the United States, where over the past couple of months, but definitely in the past week or so, we've seen a pushback like we haven't seen in many, many years. We've seen an executive order effectively eliminating DEI in the federal government. We've also seen companies looking at this changing perspective on DEI, and they try to go with the wind and start eliminating their DEI related programs, or at least pretend to, and attempt to preserve the little trust that customers have left in them at this point. And one company in particular has not really gotten the message. They haven't gotten the vibe shift, and that is Activision Blizzard. Now, knowing them, this is not too surprising, but recently, Activision Blizzard has been exposed through a leaked company message where they are actively, through their president, doubling down on DEI. And to make matters worse, a couple of employees.
I called this. I told you this is gonna happen. I told you. The moment the SA stuff happened in Blizzard and it was exposed and blah blah blah, and everything that followed Blizzard, that they literally fired anyone and most people that were not of the woke mindset, I knew it was over. I knew it was over because it's just too big of a switch. You were on one side of the extreme, and now Blizzard just decided to go on the second side of the extreme. But the difference between those extremes is the woke one doesn't even make money; they just lose money. So technically, it's a worse extreme.
From Activision have been exposed for supporting political violence against over half of Americans. Yeah, they did not need this right now because
that's my Blizzard right there. That's my Blizzard, boys.
Right now, Activision Blizzard is struggling, and the real comparison point definitely involves Overwatch 2. This game is struggling mightily right now. They're at an all-time low in terms of concurrent players, and you can see the overall reviews of this, a 22% review rating. That's absolutely abysmal, and a lot of people are comparing this game and the negative PR with Activision Blizzard to...
By the way, I just want to point out how bad Blizzard is, because look at this. Season 14, Hazard. You're like, oh my god, a Hazard team. What does this mean? Nothing. Nothing. You just get to buy extremely overpriced skins for a lot of money that don't do anything or change anything. That's what the season means.
This game and the negative PR, they were 2 months out since release, and the in-game count is dwarfing that of Overwatch 2, and it's very much deserved because this did something that Blizzard can't do these days. They produce a good game without the negative PR their company is associated with, and there's nothing to do with DEI, with Marvel Rivals, or any of the other negative things that Blizzard is constantly putting upon themselves through various...
Now, to be absolutely fair, though, the majority of Overwatch's player base is obviously not on Steam. It is the minority, but I think Steam is still popular, okay? The reason people get blindsided by the idea that, oh, the majority of people play Blizzard games on the Blizzard launcher, it's true, but it's not such a huge disparity because people are gonna play things off of Steam if they can, even if it's a Blizzard game, because it's simpler, okay? If you had to pick between one thing, the Steam launcher or the Blizzard launcher, which one would you pick? It's always the Steam one. It's always the Steam launcher. So, yeah. Now, this is not to say that Overwatch is honestly dead. But it has gotten a huge hit, obviously, because a lot of people who played Overwatch now are playing Marvel Rivals. That is just the reality of it. If Overwatch previously had like 2 million active players per day, I would say that Marvel Rivals has cut it down to half or even more. That's just a guess. I have no numbers to back it up, but that is just a almost educated guess, judging from other games that have released their numbers and how things in similar situations have worked.
Very boneheaded decisions. Now, this headline is not going to help the situation for Activision Blizzard. So here we have this headline from That Park Place. Call of Duty developer Activision Blizzard doubles down on DEI as U.S. Department of Defense reverses course. Yeah, that's a great idea, ladies and gentlemen. Let's double down on DEI in a time like this where people are feeling more and more comfortable rejecting this stuff because they don't feel like they're going to get canceled or fired from their jobs for criticizing these discriminatory programs that were way too commonplace throughout the government and also throughout these companies. So Mark Kern here, aka Grums, who is a former member of Blizzard, is going to be sharing a lot of related posts to this story that really shine a light as to how crazy, how much wokeness is going on at Activision Blizzard. But like I said earlier, I don't think that really surprises a lot of people. So here's the first post saying Activision Blizzard president doubles down on DEI and ESG. Hundreds of employees send likes. In an all-company message, Rob Kostic reaffirms the company's commitment to disastrous non-merit policies that have destroyed studios nonstop in 2024.
But the guy who made the original trial is back and he's making a story. Yeah, he made a story where literally the point of it in World of Warcraft is to get rid of men in power and replace them with strong, diverse females, if you have not been paying attention. That is the current retail storyline for World of Warcraft. But, you know, I'm just saying, oh, but he made the original good stories. Yeah, now he's a spineless, dickless cock. What up, boys? What up?
And this is the message on Discord from Rob Kostic saying, at everyone, team, given the headlines around diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the workplace, it's no surprise that questions have come up with what the future looks like at Activision, whether our focus and priorities around DEI will shift. To be clear, this work continues to be extremely important in everything that we do. It's important.
Again, one of the leading characters in World of Warcraft currently is a half black, half elf, double paraplegic, crippled woman of color. That's a board leader and very, very not very so powerful. Okay, listen. What do you expect from this crap? What do you exactly expect?
Important to our games, our culture, and who we are as a company. Our inclusive growth team has made great strides in helping us weave inclusivity.
Blizzard from having gangbangs in the toilet with DJs? I'm assuming. I have no proof of this, but I'm assuming. Okay, if I worked at Blizzard, I would probably have some fun in the toilets. Okay, it's just common sense with everything that was reported about this company. To now having probably spiritual anti-Trump sessions in the toilets. It is what it is.
In all aspects of our business. Our strategy here remains focused on enhancing the experiences of all employees, providing exceptional experiences to players globally, and providing accessible opportunities to those interacting with our company and brand. I look forward to all the great work we'll continue to do together. So,
you know what's the funniest part? Microsoft literally decided that this shit is worth $80 billion. Again, they paid $8 billion for Bethesda, and they paid $80 to $90 billion, almost $90 billion, I should say, for Blizzard. And they have already admitted, Microsoft that is, has admitted that they are not happy with the return on investment. The return on investment is shit. I mean, Starfield failed. Blizzard is in the lowest point of, well, ever, especially in World of Warcraft. And, well, you know, Path of Exile 2 and all of that good stuff is happening. It's like... but the best part is, by the way, Microsoft is still for this. Microsoft supports these things because Microsoft itself is still pre-woke. They got rid of their woke division, but the company internally is still extremely woke. Maybe that's why they got honestly rid of the woke division, because it doesn't do anything when everyone already is a lunatic.
So obviously this is Rob here doubling down as the president on DEI and Activision. And here's the thing to point out here. Look at the reactions from this team on Discord. It is overwhelmingly positive and excited. This tells you exactly what you need to know about Activision Blizzard. They are stoked about this. They are big proponents on DEI. And honestly, like looking at this, again, not too surprising, I would imagine most of the people at Activision Blizzard, they probably hate you. Like, let's be honest here. Like, they probably don't support anything you believe in if you're critical of DEI. They clearly stand on the other side of the fence. They're very invested in this stuff, and they're very hostile towards anyone who would dare to question these discriminatory programs that they have entrenched themselves in. Now, things would get even worse here. So, here's another headline. Blizzard technical artist calls for political violence against Trump supporters before disabling online presence. Wow, they're going with the full modern audience approach. This is amazing. This all broke within the same couple of hours. It's just a terrible look for the company. So what are we talking about here? So again, Grum says this in quotes.
Oh, that was a Blizzard person? Oh, damn. I did not know this was a Blizzard person.
Kill your local MAGA, end quote. Blizzard technical artist and associate art director of Gearbox both wish death to 50+% of America in a post and likes to their public Facebook. So let's see what we're talking about here. So here's this Kyle Hickey individual who is the person who's on the art team over at Blizzard, the technical artist here. So on Facebook, they said that
you can already tell that he does not have a chin. Very. I'm not saying there are things that don't lie, but there are things that don't lie about the person, okay?
This. Kill your local MAGA, referring to Make America Great Again, which is anyone who voted for Donald Trump, so AKA over half of the United States. And you can also...
Actually, that's not true. In reality, this guy means anyone who is MAGA and anyone who did not vote against MAGA. Okay? There's no such thing as being neutral. You are either an ally or you're an enemy.
Also see in the shuffle of things here, Max Davenport liking this post on Facebook, who is the associate art director at Gearbox, but yeah, he's kind of lost in the shuffle there because everyone's focusing on Activision Blizzard. But Kyle Hickey here made a big mistake. Okay, besides the potential illegality of what he said, he's got to face some sort of punishment for this, right? Right? I mean, this right here, just even getting the politics out of here, this alienates half the country. You've made it very clear that you, as a employee at Activision Blizzard, do not support over half of the country. You don't want them. You have very violent inclinations towards them. They are not welcome buying your games. And if Blizzard doesn't do anything about this, they're basically co-signing this because they're clearly aware that this is happening right now. So if they say nothing, they're saying they're cool with this message, which is a terrible, terrible PR move. And again, this individual, Kyle here.
I just want to remind everyone, by the way, we used to live in a time long forgotten at this point, where, by the way, this individual actually saying this did not represent the company, and people would not really call him accountable for the actions of the company or anything like this. But nowadays, we know that he is representing the company 1-for-1 when he's doing this. How the times change, and not for the best, I fear.
I'd be very careful making statements like this online. Things like this used to fly for the last 4 years. I don't think it's going to fly anymore, and I understand why this guy would then turn and delete all of his socials. But the hypocrisy here is unbelievable. Nobody in the traditional media spaces are talking about this. There's no mainstream games journalists talking about this, even though this is gigantic news, right? This is a very crazy situation. None of them in the access media are talking about this because it doesn't fit their agenda. However, if this was a conservative individual working at a company in the gaming industry and they said, kill your local Democrat, my God, the whole industry would come crashing down on that individual and they'd be fired within hours. We all know that's how it is, but the industry, and especially Activision Blizzard, is so woke and so left-leaning, I doubt anything's going to happen from this. But again, like I said, whether he gets punished at his job or not, he might be getting punished legally. I don't know if they'll be able to like really make this like a specific, because it's kind of open-ended enough for it to be like a true threat or something. But at the very least, he's clearly advocating for.
I mean, this is a call for violence. This is an explicit call for unquestioned violence.
Political violence, and that has no place in society whatsoever. But of course, as I said, he has wiped all of his social media accounts. I don't think it's going to work that way. I don't think this is going to be a successful strategy, because the internet is forever. There's screenshots everywhere. No one cares if you deactivate. It's not going to have you avoid any sort of consequences. But as always with these people in the industry, the second they get hit, they disappear because they just want things to blow over. And let's try to keep Blizzard responsible and keep them, you know, in the loop here, and not let them wiggle out of this one because this person's just going to deactivate for a couple of weeks and just go back to work like nothing ever happened. But there's another very interesting angle to all this. Like I said earlier, there was an executive order right at the beginning of.
Oh yeah, I remember about this. And after it was instantaneously laughing about some person who was black and fat and a woman, by the way, changing her job description from DEI manager to management or something like that. Was hilarious.
Trump's presidency that began about a week ago, his new term, and
Trump should literally just say, hey, if you're trying to avoid this, we're gonna trial you for some kind of treason or something. There's definitely something that they can put them in prison for.
He, through an executive order, eliminated DEI at the federal level. Like, completely, it's gone. Like, it's already gone. Thousands of people have lost their jobs who were in DEI, and millions of taxpayer dollars have now been saved. And this is the official stance here. Let's listen for a second.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a
Zuckerberg's probably there like, I'm on the winning side at least. I'm a human. This is my 5th literal iteration of my style and personality, but I'm on the winning side and I'm human. Oh boy.
Society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Who could possibly have a problem with that? Making a society that is merit-based, that allows the people with the best talent to get the best opportunities. How could anyone be upset about that? Well, of course, the usual suspects are, but yeah, that is the policy here, but there's a little bit more I want to listen to this.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
In the year 2025, saying that gets you a standing ovation. That's how wild things have gotten in our society, where that is a brave statement. And again, the usual suspects on Twitter, they're not having a good time ever since that was stated. But anyways, you can see the executive order here that was put into place.
Well, we know about this. Anyway, 10 out of 10. That was Rev Says Detsu. Bye!